Om Tat Sat. Welcome to Gyan Bhakti. We focus on spirituality, Vedanta, and Sanatana Dharma. Please subscribe our channel for the mystical meanings of the scriptures and daily satsang. Our humble prostrations to all pervading Brahman, our worshipful Guruji, Swami Jyotirmayananda Maharaj, all sages and scriptures, and to the divinity in each of you. We are currently exploring the scripture Mysticism of Mahabharata. Commentaries by Sri Swami Jyotirmayananda ji and narrated by myself, Swami Nikhilananda. So today we are starting the Shalya Parva. It was sunset on the 17th day of the Great War when the last rays of the sun fell on the face of the fallen Karna. Discouraged but resolute about continuing the war, Duryodhana then chose Shalya as the general of his remaining army. Again, a wave of hope entered the heart of the Kauravas, and they began to shout with joy as Shalya bragged that he was going to destroy the Pandavas. When the fighting commenced again on the 18th day, the remaining heroes fought each other valiantly. Under instructions from Krishna, Yudhishthira himself took on the task of conquering Shalya. After an intense encounter, the powerful general was finally overcome and killed. On that day, Bhima killed the remainder of the Kaurava brothers, leaving only Duryodhana alive of the original 100 sons of Dhritarashtra. Also, Nakul killed Shakuni, the sinful dice player and third of the wicked foursome to be destroyed by the Pandavas. Thus, as a result of these military engagements, the only heroes left on the Kaurava side were Duryodhana, Ashwathama, Kripacharya, and Kritvarma. In despair, Duryodhana left the battlefield and entered into a lake. There, by his special psychic powers, he was able to hide under the water. Learning of Duryodhana's whereabouts, Yudhishthira, his brothers, and Krishna went to that lake and began to taunt Duryodhana into coming out and fighting. Duryodhana said, "How am I to confront you? You are five and I am alone. You have weapons and I have none." Moved by this plea, Yudhishthir demonstrated his generosity and said, "Come and choose any one of us to deal and engage in a duel, and whoever wins will be declared the winner of the war." In accordance with the divine plan that was moving inexorably on his destruction, Duryodhana chose Bhima as his opponent in a mace fight. The fact was that for many years, day after day, Duryodhana had been practicing mace fighting with an iron image of Bhima in front of him. As a result, he had nurtured an intense desire to one day smash the real Bhima rather than just his image. Thus, on this 18th day of the battle, Duryodhana thought he would at least have his opportunity. The terrible duel began and raged on and on as each warrior showed his own incomparable strengths. Although Bhima was physically more powerful than Duryodhana, Duryodhana had a better technique in mace fighting because he had practiced so faithfully day by day. As the duel continued, it became apparent to all that Duryodhana could not be destroyed by righteous methods. Krishna knew that it would be necessary for Bhima to commit an act that was unethical in mace fighting, but unavoidable for the ultimate triumph of the Pandavas. He would have to break the thigh of his opponent. To influence Bhima in this direction, Krishna struck his own thigh, and Bhima immediately took the hint. Remembering vividly the promise he had made in the Kaurva court when Draupadi was being insulted, Bhima swung his mace and shattered the thigh of the arrogant Duryodhana. Thus, the leader of the Kauravas fell to the ground, still alive but mortally wounded, with a mace lying tauntingly beside his broken leg. There is a subtle meaning underlying the deaths of the two great heroes killed in this chapter of the Mahabharata. Shalya's inability to discriminate between the Pandavas and the Kauravas' hospitality when he was journeying to Kurukshetra before the war is symbolic of aviveka, Aviveka meaning lack of discrimination between virtue and vice, between self and not self. Prior to enlightenment, there is a transition from dualistic intellect to intuitive or pure intellect. During that transition, various changes take place in one's unconscious, including the overcoming of aviveka, which can be destroyed only by the power of dharma, and moksha, ethical and spiritual values of life, represented by Yudhishthira. So, thus, the inner consciousness has to be completely overhauled because of the many, many lifetimes we have had, and therefore we have all these mixed emotions, karmas, ego, dis- aviveka, lack of discrimination, etc. And unless we purify all those, we don't get enlightened. We need that pure intellect, purity, and that's what takes effort, because we are already, the light is already there of the self. It's just a matter of removing all these impediments on the path. Hari Om Tat Sat. We will continue this journey in tomorrow's satsang. Om Shri Krishnaya Namah. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.